It's a story of healing. If somebody would tell this to me a year ago, I wouldn't believe what has happened in that year. So I've been having a condition called irritable bowel syndrome, which is basically, it started kind of mildly, but then it progressed. So I've been having that for about 5 years. And it progressed in such a way that it became pretty difficult to manage my daily life. I have 2 small children and a job, and so I would get like out of nowhere this suddenly my stomach would swell up, and I would have extreme pains, and there would be nothing that would stop the pain, and I would be taken to the ER, and very often would be given morphine shots for the pain. So the doctors tried to figure out what it was. I mean, they checked my intestines and did all the tests. Everything was fine. They said, well, a lot of people have that nowadays, but there is no cure for that. Since it was so intense, I was put into in a study group at the university in Zurich, and I was first really looking forward for that because I thought, well, now they're going to find something to cure me and everything. But after being there for like half a year, I thought this is, my conditions were worsening. Nobody was listening to me. I was saying, well, why don't you check if I'm intolerant here and maybe there? I mean, nobody cared. And the only thing they said, well, take antidepressants. And I said, because, I said, but I'm not depressed. They said, but, we know that if you take antidepressants, then this might, kind of block the pain. But I said, I cannot imagine doing that to myself for the rest of my life. A friend of mine gave me the book of Joe Dispenza, which was, back then I read it and I didn't really get into that. I was like, well, I was not committed, let's put it this way. And, but then I saw him in November, I think it was, in Basel. So I did a workshop with him and I was like, wow, I'm gonna, and my conditions were not very, were not improving. So I said, well, I'm gonna give it a try. So I started meditating every day in kind of a light way, so I would do morning meditation and evening meditation. And then I remember this one moment where my, this pain attack came, and usually this is an unmanageable pain. So if I would just have this slight, feeling that it's coming, that would really bring me into a lot of panic. But then on that day I said, you know what, okay, I'm not grabbing to any kind of medication, any kind of anything. So I'm just going to lay in the bed and meditate. And that's what I did. The pain was just, it was like, I mean, I don't know whether, if somebody has experienced that kind of condition, the pains are very close to maybe a child labor pain. So on bad days, So this was that kind of moment, but I just laid through, I concentrated on my body, and I was just putting the meditation all over again. And then it stopped. And then basically it never came back in that kind of, with that kind of intensity. Also to say, of course, I was on all kind of diets. I was trying the keto diet, all the, no gluten, no carbs, no anything. I mean, this was really no life at that point. But then after noticing that during that time when I really committed myself to laying down and just meditating and feeling the pain, feeling my body, that condition never came back. So this kind of made me very, very motivated to go on with the work. But I was still not very convinced that, that this is really 100% cure, right? So, and my symptoms were kind of mild, that it would come back, but rather like a discomfort. So they were very, very mild. So when I came here, I first of all wanted to go deeper in my meditations to really, have this new intention set for me. And I signed up for the healing, and I didn't get the healing, and I was actually noticing which people come here with which kind of diseases and pains and everything. So this was really completely fine with me. But what I noticed that although I did not get the healing, but I was healing myself, I was doing this healing, the coherent healing. I had such a tremendous, I cannot even describe this feeling that my whole body was uplifted, and all kind of discomforts went away. And I'm a transformed, this has only been 1 week, and I cannot imagine, I couldn't have imagined how I would be feeling at this day. if somebody would tell me that. You know, I came with expectations, but it's way more than I just thought that I could get. So I'm just forever grateful for Joe's work, for this wonderful team, for everybody. And you know, and I'm also grateful for my disease, for the irritable bowel syndrome, because if not for that, I wouldn't have never found this path, you know, which is ultimately the path to myself and to my truth, to my authenticity, it's just, I mean, just thank you.